I'm streaming Darksiders Warmastered Edition in honor of the fact that it's super cheap on Xbox right now. In full disclosure, I've never really played Dark Souls before, Darksiders. So if I suck, that'll be why. Played a little bit of Dark Souls 1 and a little bit more of Dark Souls 2 because I played it when it was a game with gold on 360. I should probably pay attention to that because I have no idea how to play this game.
Since the dawn of time, the armies of heaven and hell have waged an endless war. Drawn to the conflict was the Charred Council, an entity bound by ancient laws to preserve order and balance. It held that any great power, unchecked, threatened the very fabric of the universe. In time, heaven and hell came to honor the council and its laws, for none were beyond the swift and terrible justice of the council's enforcers, a fearsome brotherhood known as the Four Horsemen.
I will say the concept of Darksiders.
Amid the turmoil, the first humans emerged. The council foretold that these weak but cunning creatures would someday be integral to the balance. Thus, a third kingdom was named, the Kingdom of Man. By order of the council, a truce was forged between heaven and hell. The great pact was bound by 7 seals, to be broken at the appointed time, when man's kingdom stood ready for the end war. A battle that would bring balance and determine the ultimate fate of the 3 kingdoms.
Turn down my game level a little bit because the volume of some of this stuff has gone like way into the red zone. So I hope someone out there will watch this and tell me whether or not it's quiet, too quiet or too loud or what.
Come on, move it.
Actually, people have watched it live before and I haven't had any negative commentary, so I'll turn it on. Okay, seriously, guys, like, you're seeing a news report how meteor clusters are hitting all over the Earth, and you're clustering up on the streets to watch. Like, how dumb can you be? Yes, let's stand around the meteor impact site. Because, you know, in every movie, that's not how terrible things happen. You know, in every single movie, like when there's an alien invasion, totally safe to hang around a meteor. Remaster these cutscenes, so they always like this. I said I've never really played the first one. I have it on PC, but I've only played it for like the cutscenes always like this. I'm sure I know somewhere in there, but I don't remember. That was a thing I did notice. It's very Legend of Zelda-y. Oh, wait. Sitting here mashing B trying to get him to do a spectacular thing. I'm wondering why it's not. What was it? It's not that. That looks scary. I feel like this doesn't bode well. I never really understood that. I mean, I get the demons attacking humankind. Demons are supposed to be like straight up evil. Like all of them. Why are the angels like murdering people? I don't get that. Why are people still running around in the streets? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What is happening?
I do like Death's more nimble. Right now, I'm going to that. We'll probably want to. I like Call of Duty. That's because I hate Call of Duty. Actually, not true. I don't downright hate Call of Duty. It's more of I've been very disappointed with Call of Duty in the past few years. I mean, I used to be a fan of Call of Duty, and I really wish the new ones were good. All the new ones have been lame. I don't mean like that they're not cool. I mean they just completely refuse to innovate. They refuse to change. They refuse to try something new. And that's not really the devs' fault. But, I mean, it's Activision's fault. It's Activision refused to learn the lesson. Eat a bunch of demons to death with a chair, and that, in and of itself, makes it so fed up. And they have all these issues with the game, and they refuse to fix them. And part of it is, and admittedly, like, this is kind of counter to my argument. Admittedly, it's kind of, like, for example, Infinite It was, nobody liked the futuristic stuff in Black Ops 3. Like, it was kind of mixed in Advanced Warfare. Like, some people liked it, some people hated it. Like, I loved it, because I thought, I was like, oh my god, for the first time, they actually made a meaningful change to Call of Duty. With the exosuit and everything. And actually added a new skill-based component that they haven't had before. And I like that, because it takes away from, you know, all that matters is who has faster reflexes and a better internet connection. And brought it toward who's actually the more skilled player. And the problem with that, and this is my real problem with Call of Duty, is Call of Duty doesn't want that. They don't want to make it skill-based. They want to make it easy for anyone to jump in and play. And feel good if they want to come back and play more. Which is why they introduced the netcode they introduced in Black Ops, which adds lag in to make it easier for inexperienced players to kill experienced players. I've talked about that before. But I'll briefly mention it. Which is, like, if you've ever been playing Call of Duty and you have that moment where, like, you were around the corner, but somehow that guy still killed you. It's because of that netcode. And that's why it happens. That's one of the things that upsets me about it. Is I'm like, I don't want to play a game to think I'm good because the game makes it easy. I want to play a game and actually get good at it. Because I'm a very competitive person. That's one of those things, like, I like Overwatch, and I like playing competitive Overwatch, because it'll actually try and match you with people who are at your skill level. That's how you get better. Oh, cutscene. Actually, how much do I care about cutscenes? That's the real one. I guess I care about it too. I'm not gonna lose my minute. Oh, wrecked. That guy got wrecked. I'll say, so far, most of the enemies in this game look pretty cool. Something I usually can't say about games. Like, for example, Bayonetta. Like, most of the enemies are kind of lame, which is kind of intentional, but still.
Impossible. Abaddon. What is this? Where are my brothers? This cannot be. The final seal.
My lord!
How did this happen?
That's one of the things I'm kind of unclear on. Is the angels seem to be as pissed off about this as the Lord.
The seventh seal was not broken.
Abaddon!
So are the angels, like, also killing people?
What in heaven's name have you done?
I answer the call.
I know the basic law. Something happens in the course of this game. where war kind of accidentally causes decline. That's exactly what I said. Like, so Call of Duty kind of upsets me because they've intentionally taken it away from being skill-based. That's what bothers me. And then on top of that, they've like refused to actually listen to the fans. That's another thing that annoys me about really anything, is when people just like assume like people buy it because it is what it is. That's one of the things that kind of bothers me about the Marvel movies recently. So there was a stretch of time where this was true. Recently, it's been less true. And I will admit they were never like, terrible. There was definitely a stretch of time where Marvel movies were just not as good. Like, for example, like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, not nearly as good as Age of Ultron, not nearly as good as the original. Second Thor movie, not nearly as good as really any of them. Iron Man 3, like, and I will say before I continue with Iron Man, good movie, bad Iron Man. Because, like, it's cool when it has, like, all the, you know, Iron Man, but it kind of shits all over the place. That's what really upsets me. I think I accidentally did. Anyways, which I could go on and on and on and on about why I don't think I can. But the short answer is, Extremis is supposed to be totally different from what they make it in that movie, and the Mandarin is supposed to be like a joke, which is what he is in that movie. And the Mandarin almost kills Tony Stark like 16 times. And he almost kills Pepper, too. And it starts like this whole emotional war. So anyways, yeah. Mandarin is supposed to be like a real major villain. He's supposed to be one of the main villains for Tony Stark. And in Iron Man 3... did it again. I damaged him by accident. Ow, that looks painful.
The law has been broken. And so have you,
Sorry.
Horsemen shall ride forth to punish the wicked. Be they sons of men, lords of heaven, or the dregs of hell. All upon the earth will be judged, and the pact forged anew. You forget your post, horsemen. You forget the law. No call was given, yet the destroyer marched, and there you were found. Under his black banner, if the claims are true.
To hell with your claims! The seals were broken! I was summoned!
Then where are the other horsemen? Were they not summoned as well? The 7 seals are hidden, as they have been since the pact was forged eons ago. All of them intact. There was no call. Evaded the Dark Ones. Broke a sacred covenant that has doomed mankind, and threatened the balance. Do you deny it?
When I rode, heaven and hell were already at war. Abaddon was there. He knew something.
Abaddon fell, fighting off the chaos you unleashed.
I fought powerless against the demons, and still you accuse me?
Your defeat proves nothing. Likely the Destroyer cast you aside when he was finished with you.
the law, horseman. You will be punished. I serve only the council. Only the balance. As the horsemen always have. Send me back. I will punish the ones responsible. How? What hope do you have against the Destroyer's armies? You are powerless. Then I will fail, and the demons will have carried out your sentence. Very well. You will return to the Earth, but you will be watched. Come forth.
Remember that, or I will really get under your skin.
Mark Hamill? Is that me? Or is that Mark Hamill? Doing the Joker? Well, honestly, I don't know what it is. Oop, the microphone, my bad.
Chaos Eater. Angry blade thirsts for destruction. The souls of the dead will be your currency. Some enemies are more easily bought than killed.
Okay, but seriously, what did I do with my phone? It should be in the chair with me somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Back to paying attention to the game. Okay. Select the wrath power. Not select that item to an action mode spot. Press LB and X, Y, B, or A to use power or item in game. Okay. Sure, I'll take it. Put in the LB and then X. That's how.
The Council confers with demons now, does it? Since the truce was broken, some demons have fallen from the Destroyer's favor. Vulgrim is one such outcast. He has long sought an audience with us. How long have I been here?
Looks like our trajectory was a little off. Not so fast, horseman. Let's lay down a few ground rules. Until this is over, you're a dog on a leash. I say bark, you bark. And if I have to kick you, you'd better not bare your teeth. Understand? Or should I teach you to play dead?
Just whatever we just said, but I'm sure I didn't really care.
Good boy.
Oh, my God.
The council ordered you to seek out Vulgrim, so start seeking.
You to grab the ledge there, but okay. Was I supposed to grab this ledge here? Oh. We do like they actually have you move quickly. Like the ledges on the corner.
Welcome party. War, why don't you introduce yourself?
I should also mention the stream might relatively abruptly end because friends who would hypothetically be streaming always, if possible, may or may not end up getting on with it. And I think there's definitely end up if we do. Before all the cutscenes and distractions and so on and so forth, I was talking about Call of Duty thing. And why I'm not streaming it, which is because I'm not a fan of Call of Duty because of the fact they never innovate anymore.
Over here!
And the fact, actually, let me go back here. I feel like there's something secret over here. They intentionally pulled me away from it.
Don't make me call you again.
I don't know if they're collectibles in this game, but I'm not going to miss them if there are. I guess there are. At least not in this area. You know, just when I was talking about how why they don't make you, like, crawl across shit. Smash and smash. Why did you let me jump for that one? You know, that little cutscene made it seem like it was just a straight up duel. Now I'm starting to doubt that. I'm starting to think it doesn't explode at all. You know, just when I started thinking that. say that object begs to be there. But anywho, back to what I've said. Call of Duty not competitive anymore. Overwatch is competitive, so I really like Overwatch, but I'm kind of self-defending. The other thing that I've been really upset with Call of Duty about is they've refused to innovate. They refuse to change anything meaningful. With the exception of like Advanced Warfare. Like even like the one thing they really changed other than Advanced Warfare is adding in like the wall running and futuristic shit in Black Ops 2, which they kept in Infinite Warfare. And I'll go back to the whole like not listening to the fans thing in a second. I totally forgot what I was talking about. And even like a lot of the stuff they put into Black Ops 3, which they carried into Infinite Warfare, was repelled from Titanfall. And it was like, I actually talked to people who were like, "Oh my god, it's so cool! Like no other game's ever done that before." And I was like, "Yeah, it's from Titanfall." And they're like, "Oh, they probably got it from Call of Duty, right?" And I was like, "No, actually, it was the opposite. Call of Duty ripped it off from Titanfall." And they were like floored, like they had no idea. And I'm like, that's one of the other reasons I don't like Call of Duty. It's also one of the reasons I don't like One Direction. This is totally unrelated, but since I mentioned it, I'm gonna go ahead and follow through. Long story short, my sister used to love One Direction, and she was listening to okay, what song is it? It's gonna bother me if I don't do this. God. That's it. Okay, right. Okay, so it was Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. They also had Barracuda, I want to say Blondie. Before anybody, like, gets on the block. I know I don't. I don't pretend to know that. But anyways, and she was listening to one of those two songs, and it was a One Direction cover. Like, I heard it, and I was like, why are they covering that song? I don't know if they have enough original songs that they could sing. And my sister was like, what are you talking about? This isn't a cover, they wrote that song. I almost killed somebody. But it's like that same thing with Call of Duty. It's like, that's a Titanfall mechanic that they ripped off and put in their game. And I'm sitting there like, okay, but you didn't even give credit to Titanfall. Like, in any way. Like, even in like the interviews and stuff where they did it, they weren't like, oh yeah, we were inspired by Titanfall to put that in. They absolutely were. They were just like, oh yeah, we don't want to do that. Actually, I even think they said that we wanted to do it for a while. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I could absolutely do it. Brick stuff. So it's like they refuse to innovate now. The only time they'll add a new mechanic because it's been tested by another game, and even then they won't necessarily really add it. Like it's kind of half-assed put in there on Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. And I'm sitting there like, okay, why don't you do something new and different? And even now with Call of Duty World War II, which everyone's all excited about, it's like, oh, we're finally done with the futuristic shit. We're going back to World War II. It's like they're still not innovating. They're still not like really doing anything new or special. It's just going to be another Call of Duty World War II game. Like if you really want to play a Call of Duty World War II game, go buy a copy of World War II, which I'm pretty sure they even, or not World War II, wow, Call of Duty World at War, which may or may not be backwards compatible. I know they made most of the Treyarch games backwards compatible on the Xbox 360 or on the Xbox One. I want to say World at War is part of that, but I'm actually thinking it's the only one that isn't. But anyways, it's like it's not new in any way, shape, or form, and it's like they're finally listening to the fans. Like we don't want the futuristic shit, we don't want the jetpacks, we don't want the wall running, we don't want the special abilities that are unique to our characters. We just want Call of Duty. But I mean,
How long was I gone?
In Earth years, about a century. Long enough for the last of the mouth breathers to die off.
Then, the Third Kingdom is lost.
Subtle. I almost didn't hear you coming.
Vulgrim.
The Council finally took me seriously. If so, you're surely not empty-handed. For this shall be the briefest.
he reminds me of Watto from Star Wars Episode 1.
There were a few young ones. Spectacular.
He really does remind me of Watto.
You seek the power behind the one called Destroyer. You will find the answers and the font of his power there. Oh, such haste to die. You aren't even a shadow of your former self. You wouldn't last a heartbeat. Besides, the way to the tower is shrouded by demon magics. Even I do not know the way.
Who does?
Feed my hunger, and I'll feed your curiosity.
Oh, jeez. That's gonna be annoying. As far as the Call of Duty listening or not listening to the fans, it's one of the things that's been frustrating me about them is for years, and I'm not the only one who said this, I've talked to a lot of people who also said this. People have been saying stop with the smaller maps, like this is why, or Modern Warfare 3, I've heard people complaining. Like stop making the maps smaller and smaller, that's not fun. Yeah, it makes for a more fast-paced game, but it doesn't make it for a better game. Especially because a lot of map design is not good. So a lot of people have been saying, like, knock it off with the small maps, give us a big one. Give us a lot of big ones, actually, but a couple small ones here and there. And make for a much better game. And every time, Activision and Infinity Ward... Actually, I feel like Infinity Ward is the best. They're just like, oh, we'll just keep making them smaller, then. And it just does not make for a good game. And that also goes with like the futuristic, which again, and I started this thought earlier, and I got more distracted. This isn't really the devs' fault; it's more of Activision. Can I go on this? Yeah. But they like refuse to listen to fans with the futuristic stuff. I know people have been complaining about the futuristic stuff since, like, Black Ops 2. But it like only really hit a fever pitch at, you know, Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3. But, I mean, they were saying it for a long time, and they still kept, plowing forward the futuristic games. In their defense, because Call of Duty has a 3-year development cycle, it essentially means that by the time Advanced Warfare was out, which is when like the complaints really started to take off, Black Ops 3 was already in development, and so was Infinite Warfare. And the complaints are still kind of minor enough that I can see why they didn't really take it seriously. And when Black Ops came out, it was major. It was like everyone was complaining, which drives me insane. This is kind of what really drives me insane about Call of Duty. Is everyone hated the futuristic stuff. Everyone hated Black Ops 3. Not everyone hated, but people were like, most people I talked to, even like the Call of Duty fanboys, were in agreement. Like, yeah, Infinite Warfare is not as good as the old ones, or even as, I'm sorry, Black Ops 3 is not as good as the old ones. It's not even like as good as Black Ops 2, which was the newest one that hadn't had a lot of complaints for one reason or another. So, like, Ghost was generally regarded as bad. Probably the worst Call of Duty ever. And then Advanced Warfare was kind of mixed. Like, some people liked it, like I liked it, because I was like, oh good, they're finally doing something new and different. Then some people were like, ooh, futuristic stuff, Halo, it's different and new. Which I stand by my general statement on that, which a lot of people just don't like it because it was changed. Or because there were people who were really good with it, and a lot of people couldn't compete. Which goes back to the whole Call of Duty thing of, they try to make it so that inexperienced players and bad players can compete with experienced and good players. And I kind of get it, like, it's the most popular game ever and people want to play it, and, I get that. But it's frustrating for people like me who, like, I'm not very good, but I would like to say I'm very good at games. But even talking objectively, like trying not to take in my own ego as a factor, I'd say I'm pretty good. And, I'd like to not get killed by bullshit. Like the netcode in Call of Duty. Like, I'd like not to get hit from around the corner after I'm already gone because of the lag that's built into the game that's there specifically so people can kill me that way. And that's the same deal as, like, that's why I hate, like, YouTube and the older Call of Duty, grenade launchers and rocket launchers. When you have a grenade launcher, which is a one-shot kill and you can fire it any time, it kind of takes the skill out of the game, because it doesn't matter if I'm better, because he can one-shot me with a grenade launcher before I get a shot off. That's pretty upsetting. Pretty annoying. But I know some people who are upset. They said like grenade launchers and stuff like that. Because those were like 3 easy kills. Like, yeah, I mean, it's cool that it's accessible and a lot of people can play it, but it's not satisfying for people who want a challenging game, a competitive game. I'm kind of realizing maybe I'm not Call of Duty's target audience anymore. Maybe they've just shifted their perspective. Which is kind of ironic, because Call of Duty, at least until recently, Call of Duty has been like the #1 competitive game. Since Overwatch has come out, it's now taking the spotlight. But Call of Duty used to be like the competitive game that every like major competition focused on. Like, that's where MLG kind of focused for a really long time.
Enough souls to feed Volum's hunger. Now, maybe he'll feed our curiosity.
So it's kind of weird to me to think about that Call of Duty might not be a competitive game anymore. very proud of myself for everything that I just did. And it's kind of weird to think about Call of Duty might not be a competitive game anymore. I might be thinking about it. With that said, even among casual fans, I've never talked to anybody who likes the fact that they keep making small maps and never making bigger ones, like we saw in Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty. Generally speaking, the most universal complaint I've heard is the maps are too small. And they have been for a while. So I'll admit I didn't play very much Advanced Warfare because I played like I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'll play like 5 matches. And on a different occasion, I played like 3 more with him because he also wanted to see what it was like. So I played like a total of 8 matches, and I was like, in every single one of those 8 matches, I did not have fun, like at all. Like the maps were not interesting. They were small and cramped. It was like I couldn't go 2 steps without getting killed by a dude with an automatic shotgun. And I was like, what shotgun is that? Like, because it acted like the AA-12 from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I was like, that was like the #1 thing people complained about in Modern Warfare 2 is that the AA-12 is overpowered. Like, why would they put a gun just like it in this game? And you'd think they would have learned their lesson. Now I'm looking around, it's like, oh, that doesn't exist. It's like a specialized variant that you have to get by grinding. And it's just like amazing. None of the other shotguns really compete with it, and it fires as fast as all the assault rifles. So you're pretty much fucked if you go up against it. I was like, I played like 3 matches in a row with that guy. All on these tiny maps where his auto shotgun had a clear advantage.
Beyond the gate, seek out Samael's prison. Once, Samael was close in power to the Dark Prince himself. Some might even say, a threat. You will find he is no friend to the Destroyer. Seek me out when you've gathered more souls. I will make it worth your while.
Oh. Not bad.
Of my ancestors, awakened at last from the dreamless sleep. Then we are free.
No, free while the Destroyer still breathes.
The Destroyer, yes. Through his service we are bound, though enemies we remain. So his enemies we call friend. Pass now, friend. Must bring victory. Must bring freedom.
I was anticipating a fight when I saw that guy. Oh.
That was the gate. I can't wait to find out what's behind it.
But anyways, even viewing Call of Duty from like the perspective of they're not trying to appeal to competitive fans anymore. They're trying to appeal to the casuals. Casual fans, I should say, not casuals. Sorry, that's kind of a leftover from the brief period in which I actually played. But anyways, I guess they're just trying to appeal to casual fans. I guess that makes a lot of sense. Like but the reason why it's kind of thrown me for a loop is because that change hasn't really been reflected by the competitive community, at least not enough. Because a lot of MLG stuff still takes place in Call of Duty. But with that said, after the release of the Modern Warfare Remastered, alongside Infinite Warfare, like, MLG actually didn't switch over to Infinite Warfare at any point. They went directly to Call of Duty 4 Remastered. Which is definitely the right call, because Infinite Warfare is not let itself. I guess, I'm really thinking about it, I guess Overwatch is like the new competitive game. That's one of the reasons, like, I've always been a Halo fan. That's one of the reasons I've stayed a Halo fan for so long. With the exception of Halo 4, the competitive aspect was still there. Like, I didn't like Halo 4 because they decided to go too far toward Call of Duty to try and rake in the Call of Duty money. That's a decision I disagreed with. I was like, I didn't come to Halo to play Call of Duty. I came to play Halo because I didn't want to play Call of Duty. Like, you guys are competitors, and I like what's unique about Halo more than I like what's unique about Call of Duty. I didn't want you to dilute Halo by trying to add in Call of Duty stuff. That was a weird glitch. So that's one of the reasons that I try to pretend Halo 4 doesn't exist. Not to mention a terrible storyline. I mean, come on. If anybody who ever watches this, like, play Halo 4 and enjoy it, please tell me, like, why. I mean, the maps are not good. Oh, neat. The maps are not good. They ripped off Call of Duty with the creative class system, which, by the way, creative class in Halo makes no sense. Halo's an arena shooter. The idea is you're supposed to find weapons and shit on the map. And that's part of the arena shooter thing. I kind of got why they did, like, instead of, you know, the rocket launcher being on top of, you know, building B on the left side of the map. Because it means that, like, newcomer players would essentially be boned. And they have no idea where the rocket launcher is, whereas all the veteran players would know. And I was like, that's good, you're making it easier for newcomers to get into it. But I was like, I don't know if I actually directly said this or not. But if I didn't, I'm going to. In Halo 4, they made it so instead of the weapons just being on the map at a certain location, they dropped in. And were, like, announced to the whole map, like, in 30 seconds, power weapon will drop on this location. So it'd start, like, kind of a brawl over that spot. So that when it appeared, whoever happened to be in possession of it could grab the, you know, rocket launcher or Spartan laser or shotgun or sniper rifle or needler or whatever that came in. The thing that I disagreed with about it, though, because they added, like, a kill streak system where the more if you got kill streaks, you could call in a power weapon. Or a buff, like invincibility or active camouflage or something. And I was like, that's not Halo though. That's Call of Duty that you're thinking about. And it used to be like, if you want plasma grenades, you had to find them, man. And then I was like, and Halo 4 was like, no, you can actually spawn with plasma grenades. And I was like, that's a clear advantage. Like, no one would ever spawn with frags if they can spawn with plasmas. Because, like, a frag is, like, you might finish somebody off, or you might weaken somebody before the fight, or if you get really lucky, you might get a straight-up kill. Sticky grenade, plasma grenade, you stick somebody with it, that's a guaranteed kill. They are dead. There's no way to escape it. Like, you can't get it off, you won't survive the blast. It's done, game over. So the only, like, hope you have if you get stuck with the plasma grenade is, like, maybe I can kill the guy before I die, and at least there'll be, like, a 1-for-1 trade. Like, there would be no reason to take a frag grenade if you got 5 instead. Especially when I added in the stunner grenades, were terrible. And it was also like you could spawn with those. But they just weren't good unless you're playing a game with that RPG. In which case they were kind of good. But they would definitely be like my second choice. I definitely love plasma grenades more than anything else. It's like the big benefit of them was you could throw them and they kind of act like a mine. And the vehicle goes through it, it would get EMPs, and you can like hijack it or kill the driver or whatever, or blow it up. A plasma grenade kind of works the same way. Is if you stick a vehicle to plasma grenade, if it's a lighter vehicle especially, you'll probably flip it. Which means you can kill the driver while he's out trying to flip it back and steal it. Or you could just blow it up with plasma grenade. It's either or. So it's like, why would I want splinter grenades if I get a plasma? And there's also, you know, assault rifle versus battle rifle. Then you can also get like plasma rifles and assault rifles. It's like kind of the whole point of Halo is you can't choose what you spawn with. Like everybody is supposed to spawn with an assault rifle, so that it's kind of this mad rush to try and get to the battle rifle spawn, or to get to the shotgun spawn, or to get to the rocket launcher spawn, so you can grab the power weapon. I was like, if I can spawn with a battle rifle, which is definitely my preferred weapon in Halo, then what's the point? Like, I generally wouldn't even try to get power weapons, because like it's not worth like fighting for the power weapon since I already have a battle rifle and it's my preferred weapon. The only time I'll really fight for a power weapon is if it's like a rocket launcher, which is like the best weapon in the game. Arguably the best weapon in the game, I should say. Oh damn. I didn't realize you could do this. And I can throw it. Can't pick that up and throw it? That's nice. Ah, there we go. Ow. Roar, you dick. I swear. This does something. Maybe not. You do something, I swear. I'm gonna find out what it is eventually. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, okay, maybe it's hey, I know. Oh, they're vulnerable. I get it. Oh, it kind of does something.
On your journey, you may come into possession of certain items that are of particular interest to me. Artifacts of the Fallen Legion. If you discover any Legion artifacts, bring them to me. I will make it worth your while. Old Volgrim's got something new for you. Please take your time.
We're going for over an hour. I usually try to stop my streams at around an hour. I'll keep going though. Keep going until I get to a good stopping point at least.
Oh, you like that? Nice sword. Oh, don't forget over here. Nice sword. As wise as you are powerful. You drive too hard a bargain.
All right. Nice. Halo 4 sucked. The story was terrible. They broke the multiplayer. Like, everything about it sucked. But, oh jeez. But just about any other Halo game, I would argue, is really good and better than most of the other Call of Duties. Like, I'd argue Modern Warfare 2 and Advanced Warfare, and even Call of Duty 4 and World at War are definitely up there with some of the Halo games. And I only included Advanced Warfare up there because it's one of my personal favorites. I wouldn't necessarily argue that it's as good as Modern Warfare 2. Because I definitely say overall, it was probably worse, because like the maps and stuff like that are definitely worse than Modern Warfare 2. I just like they actually added a meaningful new feature for like the first time ever. And the first time since Call of Duty kind of hit it off. Can I kill these things? I can, and they give me health. Oh my god. There's another one. It's true. I won't deny it. Ooh, savage.
Do you know what's imprisoned here? There are things even you should fear, horseman. Once you were strong, but now you are weak and you are alone. The Destroyer knows of your coming. Even now, he moves his legions against you.
Then I'll make this quick.
Samael's dog approaching. Destroy this fool!
Only I destroyed it.
Take this fool's life!
Will you though? I'm doubtful. At that. We're talking about Halo 4, bringing the subject to Halo 5.
Take your head!
And on one hand, Halo 5 is definitely not as good as Halo 4, especially story-wise. The Halo 5 story was definitely underwhelming. And I was hoping so hard that it would be better than it was. I'm still disappointed by the Halo 4. And I was thinking about Halo 1 versus Halo 2 and 3. And I was like, Halo 1, its storyline stands on its own okay. But it wasn't necessarily, like, a great storyline. Like, it was definitely interesting. Halo's been out for more than 10 years, so I'm going to go and spoil it. It's definitely interesting, the whole concept of what Halo was and what it does and what the Flood are and what they do and how Halo fights them. Like, that was absolutely interesting. Actually, I'm not going to spoil this.
Over here!
Okay, Mark Hamill. It sounds so urgent about everything.
Just one hideous blood-puking gargoyle.
So anyways, kind of disappointed by the storyline for Halo 5, especially because like nothing really happened. I'm especially pissed off at like all the promo material for Halo 5. It was like, get ready for the showdown between the Master Chief and Spartan, because the Chief has gone rogue. He's turned evil. It was heavily implied.
Are you here to play execution? They should have sent all 4 of you.
I have no interest in killing you, Samael.
The Destroyer! He's beyond your reach, beyond mine.
Has prison made you a coward?
Perhaps there is a way, but you will need to get inside the Destroyer's spire. The tower is guarded by 4 of his chosen. Bring me their hearts, and ask me no questions. My reasons for helping you are my own.
Where can I find these guardians?
First, seek the Twilight Cathedral, where the Bat Queen Tiamat has gone to roost. The whole of her domain is a blistered inferno. By land, you will never reach it. Find the high ground with this.
Neat.
And bring me her still beating heart.
Sounds like fun. I hate when they put like 2 achievements for the same action, even if it technically is 2 different things. Like that is like, I beat that boss, which gained me this ability, but it gave me achievements for both beating the boss and gaining the ability, instead of just 1 achievement for both. It's like, on one hand, wow, thank you tutorial. You just fucked me so hard. It's like, I jumped and immediately hit A to do the glide thing. And the tutorial popped up right as I hit A, so it didn't detect it. Anyways, Halo 5 storyline. Super disappointing. Like, not only was the promo material, like, all bullshit, all it really did is, like, stressed the, you know, Locke has to hunt down the Master Chief who's gone AWOL. It was like heavily implying the Chief had like betrayed the UNSC for some reason. And they intentionally kept it in the dark, like what the reason was. And I was actually a little bit amped up. Not necessarily for the whole Locke versus the Chief things. I thought Locke was a dumb character to begin with. But I was curious to find out why the Chief betrayed the UNSC and all that. When the game actually came out, it's more of like, oh, the Chief just, you know, wandered off. I want you guys to go figure out where he went. Okay, boss. I got this. But it still kept, like, the sinister overtones of Locke. And it's like, it didn't fit, like, at all. And I feel like the whole emotional dynamic of like the Chief and Cortana is kind of lame. The Chief would be like so attached to Cortana and everything. Like, if anybody's familiar with like the Halo universe lore, it's like the Chief has watched his best friend die. That happened in one of the books. He had to watch his best friend. He let his best friend die. Like, his best friend sacrifices himself so that everybody else can, you know, live. So, I mean, I feel like the Chief is not a stranger to sacrifice. Yeah, that whole thing with Cortana makes it seem like he can't handle it. He can't handle Cortana sacrificing herself for him. And it's like, but what about Samuel in, like, the first book? Which, in the first Halo book, is the tale of how the Spartan came to be. And definitely, I wouldn't necessarily call it the climax, but it's definitely, like, one of the most important moments of the book. Is the Master Chief and the other Spartans get their first version of the Mjolnir armor, and their ship that brought them there was like racing a Covenant frigate to get here, or to get to the research facility where the armor was, and they like barely beat him there. So the Covenant frigate was already in orbit when they were leaving with their armor. And at this point, they're also revealed that their mission is that they are supposed to try and hijack a Covenant ship. And they're like, well, what do you know, guys? There's a Covenant ship in orbit right now. Let's go ahead and try and hijack it. So the chief leads a strike team of four or five Spartans aboard the ship, and they try to hijack it. And during that, they come like face to face with Covenant for the first time. And Sam, who is established as earlier in the book, is established as the chief's best friend. He's like the first other Spartan that the chief really had a connection with. And they were best friends, like, for the entirety of their time in the Spartan program. And Samuel gets hit, and it ruptures the vacuum seal on his Spartan armor. So they kind of discuss it over, and they eventually are like, well, one of us could sacrifice our armor to save you. And he insists, like, no, like, you guys go, I'll stay here. And he goes down with the Covenant ship. And he dies, and that's like the first thing that the chief does fighting the Covenant is his best friend dies. So if you're really gonna tell me that I bumped the mic again, I'm sorry. If you're really gonna tell me that the chief would like move heaven and earth for Cortana, but it was just like cool to watch Samuel die, I'm gonna call bullshit. And they also established, like in the books, like almost all the Spartans die in the Halo books. Like, almost all of them. Which, for context, there's like 75 Spartan trainees in the beginning of the program. Half of them either die or are crippled forever in the process of becoming Spartan.
Nice.
And you're really going to tell me that the chief got over that but couldn't get over Cortana? And then on top of that, like, you still have like 30-something Spartans in active duty. And by
Vulcan's got something new for you.
Yeah. You lied. Oh, it's on Y. Okay, and you can get other weapons and switch it. Okay, I get it. I got it. I'm good. Anywho, so then there's still like 30-something Spartans left, and by the start of Halo 5, there are confirmed to be... And Grey Team doesn't count, so if you're paying attention to the Halo lore, Grey Team does not count. Because they are separated from the program already, and the other Spartans are... I don't know what they told me. They're not part of the I'm not counting them as part of the surviving Spartans. Because the chief doesn't know about them. And I'm not really sure they were ever really part of the unit of the Spartans. That's like we have Fred, Kelly, and Linda, who are all in Halo 5. And Naomi, who is not in Halo 5, but she's in like the books and stuff like that. And that's it. Those are all the Spartans, and the Master Chief. So we have a total of 5 surviving Spartans, including the Master Chief, from the Chief's original group of 75. And you're really gonna tell me the Chief could get over the fact that the other 70 Spartans in his class died, but he couldn't get over Cortana? Also, I can't remember what she was called now, but Cortana had a predecessor AI that worked with the Spartan program, who also is destroyed by Dr. Catherine Halsey. Oh, not to mention, the Chief is told... actually, I don't know, because in Halo 5 he interacts with him. But in the books, he was supposedly told, between the events of Halo 4 and 5, that Dr. Halsey was dead. Actually, in the events of Halo 4, he is told that Dr. Halsey is dead. Either during or right after the events. And she was essentially his mother. And again, you're really gonna tell me that he got over her, but not Cortana? It just doesn't make any sense. Which I guess Cortana did live in his head for a while, so I guess makes a little sense. But still. Anyways, and then, like, the whole... this part really grinds my gears. The whole, like, fight scene that they, like, build up for the entire game between Locke and Master Chief is, like, the clumsiest fight in the game. So we have two Spartans, one of who has been trained since he was 6 years old in every form of combat. That's the Master Chief. And you're really gonna tell me that the best he could do was like a WWE style fight? And you're really gonna tell me that Locke beat him like that? Like it was nothing? Cause I call bullshit. No way. No way. Just absolutely no way. There's no way. With that said, I do really like the Chief's look of having like the cracked visor. After that fight. But it also drives me insane that the Chief would like even consider going along with Cortana's batshit crazy plan. So I do have a theory, and if my theory is true, it'll save the entire story of Halo 5. My theory is, and again, if you've been paying attention to Halo lore, you might already know this. But at the end of Halo 4, the Didact, the villain of Halo 4, is thrown into so he's like essentially thrown into hyperspace in Star Wars, which means he just like was thrown somewhere random in the galaxy. And in one of the comics, Spartan Team Black, who I also didn't include in the Surviving Spartans, probably because they're also dead by the end of the beginning of Halo 5. Spartan Team Black ends up encountering the Didact on Installation 03, Gamma Halo, the one that we see in Halo 4. Which, by the way, we've now gone 2 numbered Halo games, 2 mainstream Halo games, without stepping foot on a Halo installation, and that's kind of wrong. Anyways, beside the point. Spartan Team Black encounters the Didact, and the Didact kills them all. And the Chief is informed of this and goes there to destroy him. And he finds essentially an armory full of composers, which is the super weapon that Didact tries to use to basically kill the entire human race during the events of Halo 4. And what essentially he does is he gets the Didact to go aboard the composer storage space. And then he takes a composer out of it and uses it to kill the Didact and destroy all the other composers. And then he self-destructs the last one. So the Didact is still alive, but he's in digital space now. He's in digital form. So my theory is, again, because we're kind of left in the dark on what actually happened to Cortana. Like how she actually died. And also the fact that she's batshit insane and has the Warden working with her so closely. Who, personally, the Warden to me reminds me a shitload of the Didact. Which again, that's the Warden's from Halo 5. So if you haven't played Halo 5, so my theory is that either Cortana is not Cortana at all, or rather she is the Didact, who is just simply projecting a hologram of herself as Cortana, and has, hacked what was left of Cortana to get her memories and shit, so that she can manipulate the Chief. Or it is Cortana's, fractured remains, plus the Didact's, fractured remains, that somehow merged together. Which is why, she's still Cortana and she still has feelings for the Chief, But she also has like the Didact's misguided sense of what's right and wrong, and borderline insanity, and sense of superiority. Like by the end of Halo 5, she's like, the AI should rule everything. Anyways, I love how you spout these conspiracy theories about Halo with nobody listening. It really makes me seem sane, right? If you can't laugh at yourself, what can you laugh at? Drive down. For the shot. That is so much more fun to be with that going on. Anywho. So, back to what actually started this whole rant, which is the quality of the Halo games. So, like, the story of Halo 5 is definitely not what it could have been. But as far as gameplay, I'm talking multiplayer. Yeah, they changed it up a little, they added a little of that new age and stuff. I actually liked that. Like, that was what I liked about it. They added the dash system. That's pretty much exactly what they added to Halo. And I was super happy about that. Because they added that to keep it, like, fresh and new. And keep it, fast-paced and modern. They brought it back to Halo norms in every other way. Like, it goes back to, you know, everybody spawns with an assault rifle and a pistol, and you gotta, you know, run around the map to find other weapons that you want, and so on and so forth. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I want to start with a battle rifle instead of an assault rifle. And the game's like, cool. You also want sticky grenades? It's like, no, everybody starts with frags, an assault rifle, and a pistol, and that's it. Like, you don't get to choose, you don't get shit. That's what I like. The one thing I have had issue with that, though, is like, I don't know what it is they're thinking, but they're making some missteps as far as basic Halo stuff. Like, it took them like 6 months to add Griffball. Griffball's been a playlist
Destroyer. My brother spoke of your coming, but a powerful curse holds me now. I cannot help you. Any curse can be broken. Yes, perhaps. These servants of the Destroyer walk unseen within the realm of shadow.
I remember this.
By their blood we are bound. By their blood shall we be free. I can no longer move within the Shadow Realm. Much of my power has left me. You need not enter it. I will grant you the power to see.
So you can't help me enough to move out of the way, but you can give me powers.
But to what end? What hope have we now against the Destroyer's foul sorcery? Hope will not bring you freedom.
Find where these shadow lurkers hide and kill them all. They can't be that hard to find.
Anyways, point being, Halo's great, Call of Duty sucks.
Sure, this is no challenge for you.
is annoying. Like, can I just do it? Can I not like march across this whole area and do it? Like, their asses? Oh shit! My poor microphone. Oh, that's not good. Alright, so, sorry about that. Whoa, almost did it again. That's what I get for using a lap desk. I need to rearrange my furniture in here so I can use my regular desk for all this. Between you and me, I should be getting a new monitor sometime soon, so I can actually do that. And my Xbox One X. So I'll be able to play in full 4K. Which means I need to get a new capture card that can capture in 4K. But baby steps. This seems like it's going to be a whole ordeal. But anyways, sorry about that. I accidentally knocked my mic over and it fell on the floor. So I do apologize for that. It's the first time it's ever happened to me, so you know. Can I get my challenge, please? Not making much. I tell you. I was hoping it would be a little bit less competitive. But I should have known. It's actually one of the things that I generally don't like about it. They're always pretty repetitive. Die already, would you? Die. I don't want to deal with all these guys. Alright. Fuck you guys. I do like how it starts like panicked moving around. Give me that sweet cup. Why do I help on not colorblind? Maybe I'm colorblind and that was Wrath. Oh, I should mention I am colorblind. Somewhat colorblind. I'm red-green colorblind, so some colors don't look right to me. And just so I don't get questions about this later. Because every time I mention I'm colorblind to anyone, even though there's nobody watching right now, anytime I mention I'm colorblind to anyone, I get a million questions. People are like, well, what does this color look like? What does that color look like? What does this color look like? Just don't, please. Most colors look normal. Some of them look off. Like, for example, the yellow skulls on scale, they look green. Some shades of pink I have trouble seeing, like darker shades of pink. Some greens and yellows blend together. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even see that. The animation for X guys is badass. Here, guys. I just want to cut your legs off and then kill you. Turning in that stuff. Those look a vibrant green. That it looks like a lighter shaded green, maybe with a little yellowish tint. That looks orange. I don't know if it's supposed to be yellow, but it looks orange to me. Whatever shade of yellow they use for the wrath. Wrath skin, I should say. I don't see it. I don't know what it is. It's like it looks yellow on the HUD, with the little wrath bars. The actual like yellow at all. This reminds me of the scene from Gurren Lagann when they're fighting the airborne gunmen, and he's using them like a fucking like a jungle gym, like swinging across them as he's ripping them out of the air and killing them with the drills. Trying to do something. Excuse me, kind sir. Thank you. Stop fucking me. I said stop it! You're interrupting a private party. I said stop it. Those didn't count as instant attacks. Whoops. my flying? Kind of getting annoyed with this. Damn it, I wanted to go for 32. Open sesame. Ooh,
That's entertaining. Can we do it again?
Right now, I'm gonna hike all the way back to the fucking
Must be
gate.
the last of them. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. Give me a sprint button, and I'd already be gone. That's my only real major complaint about this game. Like, I know it's a hack and slash, so it's gonna be a little repetitive. But my only real complaint right now is give me a goddamn sprint button. Like, this doesn't do, because a delay at the end of the dash. So it's essentially the same as just walking.
Ancestors praise you.
A lot of things I don't get about the lore of this game. Alright. And I'm actually pretty excited to play this game. I might take a brief break to alleviate my legs. Because sitting with my streaming mic is ironically almost as heavy as my laptop, which is what I stream off of. And it's all on a lap desk right now. So I'm thinking I might take a short time to figure out a more ideal setup for all this. At the moment, I got nothing. Because it starts to dig into my legs because of the way my because of the shape of my chair, it starts to dig in my legs a little. So I might actually. Oh, that's. So I might actually take a break, maybe even end the stream for a while, come back and restart it after having laid out my shit a little differently. It's getting to the point where like my chair is digging into my leg. So I should explain, I have a butterfly chair if anybody knows what that is. If you don't, look it up. It's not a chair that's shaped like a butterfly in case anybody's wondering. It's kind of like a moon chair, if you guys have seen those. You non-existent guys, because nobody's watching. It's something I was thinking about earlier, because I constantly kind of laugh at myself about the fact that I have no viewers. I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself. I'm not saying like, boo hoo hoo, I have no viewers. I gotta kind of laugh at myself because I'm talking to nobody. You the only way it's tolerable for me. Because I'll admit it's a little frustrating having no viewers. Because it means I'm talking to nobody. I kind of laugh at myself. Or else it starts to get annoying. When I say that it's frustrating, like, yeah, I know. You know, streaming 6 weeks. I'm not gonna get a, 400,000 followers. But I did have one moderately successful stream where I was actually talking to several people. So maybe somebody will follow me and come back for more content. But no. Sad little bit. Which again, I didn't 100% like assume it was gonna happen. I was cool. It was a little disappointed to see nobody follow. I was hoping, like, those guys stuck around. They liked what they saw. They might be back. They might watch some more. No viewers since then. Literally none. Somebody watched some of my videos though. I saw like multiple views pop up on my channel, like on my recorded stream. And I was super happy about that. I was like, oh my god. Did he like me? But he didn't follow me. Probably not. I remember this is actually where I stopped playing this game the first time. Oh my god, stop it. Leave me alone. Oh yeah, there's a shop down there. What was I talking about? I mentioned to you guys. Oh yeah, I was talking about the stream. So yeah, I might stop the stream temporarily, adjust my shit, and come back. Or I might just keep playing. I don't want to do that though. Like if I'm gonna play anyways, I might as well play on the stream, right? Oh. Alright, yeah, I'm thinking. This is starting to make a lot. Alright, that's creepy. That whispering, that's creepy. Stop. I need you to stop.
You are as wise as you are powerful. Please take your time. What would... would you ask of this humble merchant?
If you quit whispering creepily in my ear. Pretty happy with the increased damage. It doesn't take a full combo to kill one of those fucking zombies. Just, do it in full. Seems like the smarter thing to do. Now that is a notable improvement. One combo and it puts one of these guys down for the count. Hell yeah. Going to a cathedral to fight Tiamat, that monster. Oh good. More demon battles. Let's do this. Let's make a Gurren Lagann reference. Alright. You know, something I will say about this game is that actually it feels older, and I don't mean that as like the mechanics are rusty or anything like that. But I mean like a lot of things this game has are something you don't really see in games anymore. Like that quest I had to do all the little challenges all across the place. Like in most modern games, even hack and slash games, that would be like an optional thing to do. That would be like necessary to progress. Because most fans, most players have kind of unanimously agreed, like, that stuff isn't fun to do. Like, stop putting it in games. That's not enjoyable. Why are these people in control, or am I supposed to fight them? I don't get what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to fight you. Bring it, bitch. Okay. You brought it. I respect that. You have to try harder than that. I'm a war, bitch. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay, you brought it. I respect it. You're still a dick. Get fucked. Isn't that like a collectible? Just saying. It's definitely something. Something I really like. Get past that. I'm assuming I need a key to some sort. Can I save anywhere in this game? I can't save anywhere in this game. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna stop here, at least for now. Stretch my legs, get some food, and I'll come back and I'll see if I want to get food. Because I'm thinking, if I'm going to stream a story-based game, especially since I streamed it from a fresh start, it's a game I've never really played before, and even though nobody's watching, I feel like I'll give genuine reactions from here on out to things I've never seen before. Because I'm pretty sure I've never played beyond everything that I just did. Like, I've never seen this room before, I've never seen what happens next. So, yeah, I'm going to stop the stream, at least for now. See how I feel in a few minutes after I've had a chance to stretch my legs a little. And I may or may not be back. So if I'm not back, good night. And I try to stream always on either Fridays or Saturdays. I actually try to do both, but life doesn't always allow for that. I usually start at night. I generally aim for 9 or 10 o'clock. If I actually start to get followers and people who actually care, or even if somebody like actually cares and throws me a follow. Not to sound desperate. Not to sound desperate. I will, you know, start posting like this is what I'm planning on getting on, this is what I'm planning on doing what, and this is what I'm planning on doing when I do those things. So, you know, if anybody ever watched this, and if you like it, throw me a follow, throw me a like, you know, whatever. Am I still streaming? Yeah, I'm still streaming. Okay. My clock just stopped on my streaming app. Anyways, yeah, Fridays and Saturdays, throw me a follow if you like what you see, and I'll try to make sure I keep you posted on when I'll be streaming exactly.